What's going on, YouTube? This is Chase from Burnout Inc. and today I'm going to do a review of the S.H.Figuarts Super Saiyan Son Gohan. This is a US exclusive and it was available at the San Diego Comic-Con this year. What makes this one an exclusive and why it's unique is because Gohan this time has a blue belt with blue wrist guards, or blue wristbands. If you saw the international version, he has a red belt with red wrist guards, and I remember Dragon Ball Z. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but this is the proper version of it, and from what I've heard, I guess internationally or in the quote Kai version of the series, he wears red instead of blue, but I like this one a lot better, and I like the box too. The red looks a little bit cooler than just your basic white. Gohan looks pretty badass on the cover, or on the side panel here, and then on the back you get this cool little picture of him smiling and being goofy and his level 2 form. So let's pop him out and see what this little punk looks like. So there he is outside of the package, and looks pretty awesome. You get a total of 6 different facial expressions. He's got a cape like Piccolo's that he used to wear on the show, and he's got 4 different sets of hands. There's Gohan outside of the package, and that's him with his Piccolo training cape on and his goofy smile expression, and with the Super Saiyan level 1 hair form, I guess you can call it, right there. The cape is a cool addition. It's especially good if you're just gonna like leave him standing there in a pose position, and I like that there's actually 2 tones to it. There's a light and there's a white with kind of a light gray tone to it. It gives it a shadow effect. Very nice. Unlike Piccolo's cape from the Figuarts line, there's no need to attach this lower base part of it because Gohan doesn't stand like Piccolo with his arms folded over, and he can't really recreate that pose while he's wearing the cape anyway. That's my only problem with the cape, is that it definitely cuts down on the range of motion. But like I said, if you're just going to pose him or stand him up like a statue, it looks good. Doing an awesome Shoryuken Dragon Punch to basically, well, nothing. That's how he's going to look without his cape. He's got a lot better range of motion because you can do a lot of posing and kicks and stuff like that. And as you can see, the shoulder pieces on his uniform are not attached to the costume. They are actually attached to the back of his shoulder. And it's kind of just like the Piccolo Figuarts, if you see that. It's a little difficult to work at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty cool. It just allows for much better range of motion, and the fact that it's its own separate piece is nice, but I think I would have preferred like some soft plastic or some rubber right there instead of hard plastic. That way it wouldn't pop off the way it does, and it'd just be a little bit, easier to maneuver. But yeah, Gohan looks really good. I added his growling face on there, and I will get a good shot of that. And you can see all the little line work that they went into making. Just kind of right there in his brow and on his nose when he's got his face all scrunched up like, "Arr, my daddy doesn't love me." Looks really good. And like the Vegeta figure, he's got great little line work right there on his hair and on his eyebrow. I'm a very big fan of the paint job on the Figuarts. They look just like they do on the anime, like 3D models of them. It looks... sorry, try not to burp on camera. It looks just like how they would look like if you just took them straight off of the TV and into your living room. Great paint job. The hair is two-tone. You got a light yellow into a Nice kind of bright gold color. Good green coloring on the eyes. Small thing, but I like it. He's got a darker to lighter tone on the wristbands. Just little details like that can go a long way. He's got nice shading on the purple in his gi or his uniform, however you want to call it. And he's got the Piccolo looking boots, and they look good. And he's got the little white socks sticking out of it because he's not green like Piccolo. Alright, so going through articulation, his head can go 360, can go up and down pretty good. His neck can kind of move around and wobble like a bobblehead. He's got the shoulder pieces that you can pull in and out for better range of motion. His arms can go 360 all the way around that way and that way. Can go in and out about that far. He's got the double jointed elbows. Wrist can rotate, can kind of pivot and do that at an angle. He can go 360 on his waist. And it does pop out like the other Figuarts, because I guess that allows you to do dance moves or just get better range of motion, but I usually just keep it snapped in there. The hips can kind of pop out too, so you know you get that better range of motion out of the Figuarts. And it's amazing how easy it is to pose these figures with like just little to no effort, and they still have really stiff joints and they're not loose. I like that. He's got good articulation on the knee, can bend almost all the way back. His foot could rotate 360, can pivot and rock, and it does have some nice toe articulation. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the other faces and the hands.
Gohan is angry, and you wouldn't like Gohan when he's angry!
So there's Gohan's Super Saiyan Level 2 form head, and as you can see, he's got much spikier hair, and he's got that nice little doop right there. Looks awesome. And this is another one of his facial expressions. It's kind of a upward looking glance to give you that intimidation feel, like and whatnot. Here's one of his other hands. It's just in kind of a slightly opened, almost like he's gripping something, as opposed to his fist, which he's got two sets of these. And he's got another hand, kind of like a diagonal grip instead of a almost straight out one. See, and then you can pop those off. Nub. And then he's got two energy blast hands. So that way you could pose him charging up a ki blast or a Kamehameha. And you could also let's do that right, get it to where he's releasing it. These figures are so awesome. And if you want to swap out the head, you don't have to pop them off each time. That's what's a good thing about the Saiyan characters, at least. You can just pull off his bangs. And swap them out accordingly. So he's got a screaming face. I think this one's probably my favorite. It's one where he's just kind of glaring at you, and he's got that little smile that the Saiyans get when they know they've got you pretty much right where they want you. So I'm going to leave that one on for the rest of the review. Can I get his hair back in? Oh, that's the wrong hair. Or, nope, it's the right hair. I just had it upside down. Pay no attention to the moron doing the review. So yeah, there's that one. You saw the screaming face. He also comes with just a straight glaring face instead of the smirk. And, of course, you saw the goofy happy face. And there are his two little heads right there. You look familiar. So do you. Alright, so I'm going to have to say this is probably one of the better Figuarts that I've seen. Wasn't going to pay close to $200 for the original version of Gohan, so I'm glad that they decided to bring one to the San Diego Comic-Con, and he is definitely worth getting. You're probably going to find these guys for anywhere between $40 to maybe $70 on eBay right now, and I would definitely go ahead and pick one up. You will not be disappointed. Articulation-wise, gotta give it a 10. The Figuarts always have good articulation. Paint apps, giving it a 10. Accessories, giving it a 10. So, final score, as if it wasn't obvious for the Gohan figure, is a 10 out of 10. Pick them up, you're not going to be disappointed. So, this was Chase from Burnout Inc., and I will see you guys next time.